With more World War II era Jeeps here, the Philippines is a Jeep lover's paradise. Let's take a look. It all began in World War II and the Battle for the Pacific. The Philippines was one of the most intense battlegrounds of the war, with virtually no part of the Philippines left untouched. With that, the U.S. flooded the country with soldiers, supplies, and equipment. One such item was the famous and still popular Willis Jeep. Once the war was over, the U.S., for the most part, pulled out of the Philippines and, as America always does, left a vast amount of equipment and vehicles behind, including thousands of Willis Jeeps. The Filipinos have a great love for their Jeeps. And with their ingenuity and drive, turned those Jeeps into a cultural icon. And some of the Jeeps left behind have been preserved by Americans and locals in their original state as much as possible. And I myself had the opportunity to own 2 Jeeps at one point and loved them immensely, put them in parades. My kids loved them. Of course, I got a couple boys, so they loved them as well. It was really a good time. And for those who don't know or have never been to the Philippines, here in the Philippines, unlike places like Thailand where they have the bot taxis, which is really just a converted small pickup truck, the iconic jeepney has been a symbol of the country's culture and identity for more than 70 years. Some say the name came from a fact that you have to sit so close to each other that it's basically knee to knee, or the jeepney name came about. Whether or not that is true, not sure. That is a story I heard. So please let me know if you heard something different, a different version. I'd love to hear of it. Please let me know below. And the brand name that was actually came from the meaning jeepney is Sahario. The company that first started making them was back in 1953 after the war and became famous world over for doing so. Gentleman's name was Leonardo Sahario, and really was the founder of Sahario Motors, and was once he was actually once a Kelsia driver, or a cochero, which is basically a Spanish name for driver. But jeepneys are not just a mode of transportation here, but a cultural institution that reflect the Filipino way of life. And they have estimated about 200,000 nationwide. And the jeepney is really a symbol of Filipino ingenuity and creativity. Jeepneys in various fashions are made from recycled vehicles and parts from the U.S. military Jeeps used during World War II. But with the ingenuity and the creative Filipinos have transformed into a unique and colorful mode of transportation. And over the years, jeepneys have really become a cultural icon that showcase the artistry and resourcefulness of the Filipino people. Here, like many countries in Central and South America, but they do use buses there, Filipinos use colorful paintings, stickers, and ornaments that reflect the incredible Philippine culture and identity. And they are more than just a mode of transportation. They are actually works of art in some cases. And they do express the Filipino pride and ingenuity, as I said. I use them frequently. First couple times was a little bit challenging. I'm 6'2", so some of them do have a lower ceiling, which make it a little challenging. But I found that riding with folks, and you're sitting there face to face with them, it gives a good opportunity to talk and joke. A lot of Filipinos get on and just have a stone cold face because they're so used to it, and they don't really want to talk to strangers. But I found that a great opportunity to have some icebreakers and enjoy the ride. Unfortunately, I haven't rode them in Manila. I wouldn't want to have to be stuck in one in traffic in the summertime because there is no air conditioning. So with me where I am and the areas I travel, there is constant movement, so you have a good airflow, keeps things cool and not really hot. And the funny thing is, folks are always shocked to see a big white foreigner sitting inside one of their jeepneys. And even when I am sitting by the door, when there's people like at a stop light or sign behind me, they're always smiling and trying to wave to me. Gotta love it. You can find these Jeeps in many places. I've seen them in barns, on the sides of shacks. A lot of people are driving them on the street. And like I say, and you can see from the images, there's varying degrees of the quality of the vehicles. Some of the vehicles are kind of interchanged with some Japanese conversions they're able to do with the engines. The old parts sometimes may not be available or cost prohibitive, so they are able to swap things out. They're less, they're not real strict about making sure they're maintaining the original quality as, say, for example, a military collector in the United States would be. Take a look at this one. I can only imagine that folks in Southern California and parts of Texas and like that would love to have a vehicle like that one. All tricked out. Put some hydraulics on it. Also, too, I noticed in Southeast Asia the use of a lot of stainless steel. I love that stuff. I don't understand why we don't see more of it in the United States. Probably a business type thing. Look at this one. I know some guys in Texas who would love to be driving that thing around on Sunday. Look at this one. Can you imagine cruising the streets of Houston in that thing? Or Southern Cal? These vehicles like that are unique enough. It is going to be a major eye catcher, and some folks are going to say, I gotta have one. And surprising enough, I do see some of these around here that are cut down, kind of like lowriders. I haven't seen any with hydraulics as of yet. Check this guy out, looking good. And because I'm 6'2" and a little bit older, I probably couldn't deal with a lowrider. I definitely need my vehicles jacked up. I'm a pickup truck guy or SUV. But I do love Jeeps. Look at that. That is sweet. And note some of the bumpers on these, and you'll see in a few minutes on the bigger Jitneys, some of the bumpers they have hardcore steel and it's extended out a little bit. These folks can't afford to have someone, can't afford to crash into or have an accident. So they do got a big, quote, bumper zone. There you go. Sunday, riding the boulevard, man. I'm guessing these bumpers like that probably would be illegal in the United States like everything else. I actually saw one a few weeks ago. I tried to get a picture of it, but I missed it. It was actually a hearse. Very nice one, very nicely ducked out. I mean, really, really attractive. Look at all the stainless on those things. I haven't figured out yet if someone's actually custom makes those or what exactly they are or how they got to be like that. But I definitely want to find out. I got some images on the on what's under the hood there in a little bit. Obviously, these Jeeps have pretty small engines, I believe 4 cylinders. Now, the bigger ones, a lot bigger than that. We'll see those in a few minutes. That one there is just sitting, waiting for restoration. This old boy's got his forging kit. He's actually doing some serious action up in the mountains. That's actually a Jitney. I shouldn't have had that in here, but that's actually a Jitney. There's another one. Looks like he's been doing some four-wheeling up in the mountains. Obviously, here in the Philippines, a lot of mountains and a lot of four-wheeling. On these longer Jeeps, I'm not sure if those were actually something that was manufactured. That's a Jeepney right there. Actually, I shouldn't have slipped that in here either. But those, the Jeeps that are a little bit longer, I'm not sure if that's custom body they made here, something like that, or if that's something that actually Willis was making back when they produced them. Good example right there. I'm not sure if that's an extension or who did that. I mean, these folks here, they really have limited resources financially, but also limited supply of something that they can actually use to build these, whereas someone in the United States could really deck these things out nicely. As you can see here, there's every kind of imaginable configuration that a mind could come up with. You know, again, take a look at some of the fenders or the bumpers on these Jeeps over here. They have an extension, you know, as far out as a foot out. I'm guessing that would be illegal in the States, but probably would be a good thing to have on any vehicle anywhere. As I said, here's a couple shots of some of the engines on these vehicles. They vary. Some may be original, some not. But easy to work on either way. Now these are the Jeepneys. I saw this one actually the other day, photographed it. Noticed the bars on the windows, kind of scared me a little bit. But this is your normal vehicle used for transportation. As you would see in most cities, it would be a city bus. These are what they use for transportation of the personnel all over. And like I said, with the name Jeepney, they call it Jeepney. It's called Jeepney, Jeepny. And they say, there's that big bumper. They say it comes from just sitting so close to people and having your knees, you know, you're in the Jeep with your knees knee to knee. Whether or not this is truth, I don't know. Like I said, if it isn't, you know, shoot me a message below and comment and let me know what's up. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple links in the comments below also for you folks to look at some Jeeps and the cost and pricing of stuff. what the prices are going for over there in the States. But these vehicles right here are amazing. I'm not sure what they looked like back when they were using them in the military. If they were used for personnel, if they were used for moving equipment, I'm not sure what that is or how it worked out back in the 40s. But they've converted them all over here, and there's just bench seats on both sides in the back, and people jump. They're driving down the road, you just jump in the back of them. Very, very, very cheap transportation, and they're running constantly. And for folks that would love to make a camper, these are perfect for camper conversions. Instead of doing a big old bus, one of these little jitneys would be ideal. There it is. That's pretty much the inside of your normal jitney. And look at these bumpers. I hate to step in front of one of those. Or get hit by one in a vehicle. Where I come from, those would be equivalent to a snowplow. And again, on these bumpers, that's beautiful. Look at that thing, all stainless. Imagine that. These bumpers are really a protection of their interest, a protection of their investment, a protection of their job. If they get in an accident, they're not going to damage their vehicle most likely. It's going to be, the impact is going to be on that extended bumper like that. Look at the massive bumper on that one. Hey, we'll take a look at the engines on these things. A little bit different than the small Jeeps, obviously. I wish I had some more on these, but that's pretty much all I have as far as the engines on these. But just a heads up, if I'm currently searching for business partners that are interested in possibly importing these to the U.S. or Canada and refurbishing and reselling them over there. These types of vehicles are, of interest to a lot of serious military collectors, but also, for just the automotive enthusiasts as well. Two great markets. And you can check out the average price on these Willis in the States right now, run around $15,000, $18,000 once they're refurbished. If you are interested, shoot me an email, or I'll leave my email below for you. Shoot me an email, don't message me here, and we'll get in touch with you about that. But in the meantime, hey, thanks for watching.